For the next video in the series, we are going to be covering what we have been referring to as the stacked layout. So there will be a couple of templates for this. I have not made these yet, but there will be stacked photo with link, so that will cover this one. Stacked photo with no link, which will cover this, and also, I don't know if you'll be reusing these much at all, but even though this is an illustration, it uses the same template. And then the illustration one that's different are these that break the frame here. So this will be called stacked illustration, which is different obviously than the icon situation that we have here. So for the stacked photo with link, I just went ahead and made a template for that. You just come here, click on the template button, stacked photo with link. As with the others, it will just go ahead and add that to the very bottom, so you can see it's this whole row down here at the bottom. We've got this in a nested row so that you can add a background color to that panel if you want, and also so that you can add a headline at the top of this if you want. Gives you those kinds of options. And then otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and delete this because we already have it on the page. As with the others, you just would swap out the content. So you've got your headline row here, your text row here, and your link here. You just update each one of those, image as well. So we would come right here to the edit link. You can just add the image here. You can see our image is 374 by 292. So you just need to crop your image to those dimensions for the best results. And then put, as I said, swap that out. You shouldn't need to change this image size or anything else here on these settings. Just swap out the image. And of course, you know at this point how to edit these headlines and the text. And then here on the request a quote, you can just click on that, click edit, come to the link options, and you can change both the link and how it reads right here. Rather than trying to do it there on the page. It's a little easier this way. And as I've demonstrated before, if you don't want a background color or you want to change this background color, that's you can see the little swatch right here indicates the color that it is. Just come to edit this row, go to the design options tab on that pop-up, and here's your background color. We can either clear that out, we can manually pick a color, or we can directly type in a hex code for what you want to appear there. Obviously, if there are too many rows and you only need two, just delete the one you don't need. If there's not enough, obviously you can just keep duplicating these rows and swap out the content on all of those duplicates as needed. I will go ahead and make templates for stacked photo no link and for stacked illustration. Really, the basics of all of those things are just the same. The image size is just the same. For the illustrations, you do want to pick those same pixel dimensions. For your cropping, it's the 374 by 292. But obviously, it needs to be a PNG with a transparent background. And then on those, that makes it a little easier for you to swap out the background color. See right here. You can see on each one of these images, the PNGs, with the transparent background, we've got a color swatch indicated right here. So for these, rather than editing the whole row background color, we edit the column background color. So you just click on the pencil next to the swatch. And again, we come to the Design Options tab, and then here is our background color. Don't mess with any of these margin or padding or border settings, please. And as before, you can either pick a hex color directly, you can move this around as needed, or you can clear it out if you want it to be no color at all. Although in this instance, I don't think you would want that. I don't think we've encountered this yet, but if you do end up wanting to mix some of these where there's no link with some that do have a link, just add both templates to the page and drag one of those elements from one element into the other. and then you can mix and match those just fine. As I think I mentioned earlier in this video, these with the icons use the photo layout, so that's because they do not stick out of the frame. There is a class on these illustrations that restrict this so that this sticks out of the height of the frame. So these use the photo layout. And then again, just right here on the image itself, you can see it's a transparent image, and then you can swap out the background color right here, as mentioned before. These also use the same pixel dimensions, and you'll just want to restrict your image to the center of this. You don't want to make the icon the full size of that. Obviously, you want it to be small in the center of that frame in order for it to look like this. I think that covers everything about the stacked layouts. Thanks.